This lighting setup made me $25K in one day and consistently makes me the most money. Let me show you how it's done. If you're new to this channel, my name is Gabriel Perez Silva. I'm a fashion and celebrity photographer based out of New York City. Here are some of my images that I've taken actually with this lighting setup and variants of it that I'm about to show you. If you like my work and want to see more, check out the rest of the videos. There's really good information on it and pretty entertaining. I try to make them. Now let's get back to the video. To understand lighting better, we're gonna have to take a look at the inverse square law of lighting for photographers. I'm gonna read you a little definition online. It's useful to know a little bit about the inverse square law, especially when using flash or studio light. Basically, all the inverse square law says is that an object that is twice the distance from a point source of light will receive a quarter of the illumination. So what it means to us photographers is that if you move your subject from 3 meters away to 6 meters away, you will need 4 times the amount of light for the same exposure. This can most easily be achieved by opening the lens aperture 2 f-stops or using a flash gun that is 4 times as powerful. Pretty much what it talks about is light and fall off. I'm not even gonna try to explain this. I'll start off with my key light, which is gonna be a big, like 4 to 5 foot Octo Box. Typically, you can start by shooting it straight on. You're gonna make sure it's above you a little bit so you don't catch your head in the shadow. Or sometimes that may look a bit too flat. You may wanna spin it off to the side a little bit at an angle, and usually that will add some contrast to it and give it a little bit of a more moody feel. The second big key to my money making lighting setup is adding in a V flat. So you can add in a white V flat. My space here, there's a lot of white walls, so I may not need a white V flat. I might need a black one instead. Now if there's a lot of space or if it's darker walls, you'll want a white V flat to fill in, to bounce some of that light. Especially if you're shooting it into that, it'll give you a nice little rim light. And if it's a situation, there's a lot of white, instead, you may want to add in a black V flat, and that'll help add in contrast because it'll absorb some of the light. All you need really is 1 or 2 lights max. Preferably, you want maybe a 3rd light to play around with in case you want to go in, you know, and add a little light on the backdrop, you know, in case the backdrop is too dark. You could also try to introduce another light on the backdrop to make it more evenly lit, again, if needed. Don't think that you can do huge jobs with just 1 light. If you have white walls again, you can even turn the light face upward. You can face it towards the wall, and that way it can bounce into the wall and then bounce into the subject. The main rule of it all is don't be afraid to experiment. So first thing, we bring out the backdrop. The Octo Box we're gonna be using today is a little bit easier to use than the one you've seen in prior videos. I'm using the 36-inch Octo Quick Large Softbox from Glow. I'm all bundled up because I'm giving myself a little bit of a challenge to see how long I can go without having to turn on my AC or my heater. I think I'm doing pretty well this month because I've only turned on my AC like twice and I haven't had to use the heater yet. It's been bundling up. You know, I like to challenge myself like that sometimes, you know, cool little challenges. I think I was telling my boy to go on a walk with me and we can follow the New York Marathon map. But you know, sometimes my friends don't like to engage in these challenges of mine, but I enjoy them. That's what matters, you know. Anyways, all you gotta do is open this sucker up. You put that ring in the middle and you just screw it on. Unlike all the maneuvering, the pulls and stuff like we used to do with the other one, if you remember, in other videos. I feel like my channel is like, is also, I think it's appealing. Somebody hit me up the other day and said my channel is like a fresh air for photography channels, and I was like watching other videos to get inspo for my videos, and I feel like my channel is a bit of a fresh air because it's kind of geared towards like it doesn't, like, I don't know, bro. I feel like I put things in you know, in normal terms, you know, or like yeah, like if I'm actually explaining it to you as a friend next to you versus like trying to make everything so aesthetic and aesthetically sounding with all these you know, the same teal and orange filter every YouTuber puts on their videos, and the same, you know, soft sounds, which sometimes I do for the speaking videos, but you get what I'm saying. You know, for the people, what? Of the people, for the people. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons you guys like my channel. Dude, when I first started interning as a photographer in New York, I used to get in so much trouble because I didn't know how to open these stands, or any stands really, much less a C stand. But this is the type of stuff what I'm saying, like, this is how you learn, by having it, you know, being hands-on and having access to it yourself. Just remember that wherever you're pointing this light, again, you can start more centered, you can move it off to the side. You're typically gonna wanna angle it a bit downwards and lift it up higher. More or less, if the subject is my height, I like to have the light about to where it is. You can see the edge of it on the screen. Quick pause in the video. I just got a package from Aquila. I got these really cool glasses they sent me. Let's see what they look like. This is not planned, it really just came in. If not, I wouldn't just be like showing random stuff, but I thought this could be cool to share. You can skip through this if you just want to go straight to the lighting stuff. I've been kind of stalling because I've been waiting on my boy Jay to come help me film this. The new Ronin I got. The dude's been like not available, and boy's been asleep. It's all a little longer, but hey, look, some nice, really recyclable material. If you know me, you know I'm all about that sustainability, you heard? If you know me, you know I care a lot about the environment and the oceans and being sustainable. So I think these would be really cool. Let's take a look at them. Oh yeah, you know I like my colored frames. Look at these bad boys, let's check them out. Whoa, maybe I have to wear these for the rest of the video. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I think that fits the boy pretty nicely. Let's see. Also, dude, like, remember I told you guys I was like remodeling in my last video? Well, the big remodeling starts right after this video, so I wanted to do it before all this stuff got here. It's supposed to get here like Thursday, but it all just rushed in, which I'm really happy about. Didn't want to be waiting that long, but I got a carpet, like a crazy rug. I got my couch, it all got in the same day. Whoa, these are really nice too. Look at these. Oh, baby, yo, which one do you guys like more? These are really nice. I think they fit my head nicely. All right. I don't know, they both look really cool, but back to the video. That was not paid advertisement, that was organic. If the talent, if the model is more or less my height, then I like to keep the light range like about there, you know? Again, I have limited reach because my ceiling's capped. You can go a little bit higher, why not? But this is a good area. And remember, you see how the top of it's like tilted down a bit? You're gonna wanna tilt it down a bit as well. And then you can play around where if you want the light here, if you want it off to the side a bit more, you know, play around with that. But this is the main setup. And then we'll introduce the V-flat. Now, believe it or not, I don't really know why this is, because it's just like an arts and crafts piece of cardboard, but V-flats are very expensive. And mine is folded right now. It's from like V-flat World, so I can store it easier, but you know, you've seen it full size in my videos before, but I'm just gonna show you what I was talking about filling in and contrast in a little bit ago, about how you use the white side of the B flat and the dark side of the B flat. I'm gonna use this to show you because it's smaller, the white side, right? So you're gonna wanna pay close attention to this, all right? I'm gonna take my glasses off so you can make sure we're getting what we want here, all right? Pay close attention, all right? Can't really see on the small screen, but I'll show you with the reflective side because it's a bit more obvious. But look, you see that? You see that? Well, the white side is just like that, but a little bit less obvious. I'm just showing you this because sometimes it's a little bit harder to see when you're first starting out. Like for me at the beginning, I was like, is there even a point in using that? There is. Let me see if I can find you an example of a picture with and without fill. I should have. And then if you do the opposite, the black side, it's the opposite. Look, you can kind of see there, look. It eats some of that light up and adds more contrast. You see that? All right, that's a shadow right there, but you see what I'm saying? Jay's finally here, but look, this will give you a better example. There. You see that? That's just the white side. You see that? Oh, look at my neck. You can see it more there. It fills in the shadows. The black side makes it darker, more contrasty like you saw. Thanks for watching the video, y'all. If you enjoyed, if you found it useful, feel free to subscribe, see me on the next episode, and check out the guides on my channel, linked below. Soon enough, if you use these tips, you'll be shooting big jobs and making money yourself. But if you want to make photography your full-time career, make sure to hit the subscribe, watch the other videos, and see you on the next episode.